All right.
Hello, people.
People of YouTube.
People. Hello, one person. Hello, you. Welcome back to
Episode 6
of the Unnamed.
Why do I always question the episode? Like I forget. It's like I haven't said right before the cameras are
Like we have so many other shows going on.
Yeah, right.
No, I feel like we should establish some form of like catchphrase to open up. I don't know. I mean, do people do that? Like
they do, and
welcome
I hate
to Disney Channel.
Okay, this is the Thanksgiving episode.
The Unnamed podcast, episode 6. If you haven't watched episode 5, you're really missing out.
Wait, it's not even up yet.
Oh. Well, by the time
they watch this, yeah. We're so stupid. Okay.
Our IT department.
Me. Our IT department sucks. We need to find a new...
to hire IT department and IT.
I look at you betrayed. Like, really? Please, though, because I'm
if
terrible
you're willing to work for free. It's maybe, internships, right?
I hate internships.
I've never done an internship, but...
Well, I think that
Isn't that like a crime? I mean...
Is that a crime?
Well, you're working without a wage.
But with the Great Resignation, people are not accepting internships anymore. Yeah, I feel like this generation's like, fuck you.
When was that even...
You better pay me, bitch.
When was that even a good thing? Like, I've heard of so many bad situations where people were in an internship for like a year, and then they didn't even get the job, or they didn't even get anything.
Well, it's more to have it on your resume.
Well, yeah, that's like the experience, and then they didn't even
that
get
way,
anything.
When you graduate, you're like, oh, I worked in a year at the mayor's office. And they're like, ooh, hire that boy.
Or they're like, no, we don't want that.
And then you waste the whole year. Anyways, speaking of mayor's office.
Oh, yeah.
Well, governor's office.
Oh,
Beto announced that. Beto, like we know, like Beto from down the street. Yeah. Beto O'Rourke.
Beto O'Rourke?
No. Oh my God. He's announced that he's for governor.
Yeah.
Oh man. And he's campaigning here in Houston tonight. So we're going to go to that.
So that's why we're dressed like this.
Yeah. We want him to notice us.
Well, no, we dress like this for the show, right?
And most days. I feel like, especially you, I feel like you dress, wow, these are some nice pants. And the dog my little bear is here. So he's going to be barking.
So yeah, we have a meeting with Beto. We're actually
we're gonna interview him later. So
he's starting his campaign. He's coming from, I think he was in Brownsville, my hometown. He
was in Rio Grande
yesterday. Mm-hmm. Now he's making his way over here. He's on a quest to find something. I don't know what it is.
Voters,
and that getting into.
And he's got a tough fight ahead of him. But go ahead.
Getting into Beto, it's just kind of. There's a bad feeling in having a white person come to our brown and black communities to rally up votes, right? And I want to, of course I prefer Beto than Greg Abbott.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying there's this kind of weird feeling in having somebody come again to our brown and black communities and, hey, I've always been your guy, come and support me. And the majority of us will support him because, we don't have
another choice.
But it's the same story Democrats have done since the beginning of this modern era, where they know that the brown and black communities are a very powerful base. And what do? They bring a white person to.
He's Texas's Joe Biden.
Instead of actually nominating somebody who's black or somebody who comes from these actual places, actual communities. Because we do have a lot of good politicians in Brownsville and Harlingen and all these rural areas down south. Well, they're not that rural, but anyway, that could have gotten that nomination. I don't know. So it's the same story with the Democrats. You know that your brown and black communities and Asian communities are the backbones of your party, but what do you do for them other than, all right, now it's time for election. Now it's time. I've always been here, and then we believe it. That's the sad part, that we believe and we want to hope for this Democratic candidate, whether he's a governor or a president. We want to believe, and then when we get him on there or her, we find out that he wasn't working for us, or there's not that much change towards us.
I'm listening.
Sorry, I went on a rant.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that was so negative.
Well,
No, but it's true. It's
though.
true. Like politicians, even I don't know, they're not very trustworthy because it's just like it's one big show all the time,
Mhm.
and it's like, and then at the same time, it's like and it's not like 100% them, but at the same time, it is because it's like they claim I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, and well, on one side, yeah, it's like they claim it, but they don't have the power to do this and that and that because they got to work with all these other people to get that one thing done. Yeah. So it's like, don't claim that you have the power to change this when you don't. But then on the other side of that, in a sense, they do have that power because, yeah, they may not be able to make the one change all alone, but they can like fight. Yeah. They can fight with him and her and him and her and him and her to make that change. Yeah, they that are working against them. And that's participate. Oh no, it's okay. But participation. I mean, people think that these elected officials, they think it's their show, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're being elected for this thing or for this district or this state, but it's not your show. You got to work with all these other motherfuckers in the Senate, in the Congress,
and also with the communities that elected you in the first place to get there, you know, and that's what happens with. And that's what might happen with Beto, unfortunately, that, yes, he's not going to be in Abbott, but once we get him to governor, you think he's ever going to come back again to Brownsville or Harlingen?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think of that. And, let's hold out hope that he does.
It's...
Because I know if he does get governor, I know a huge thing
like I said, of course, I'm going to go vote for Beto, right? But I'm telling you, there's this weird feeling in... have you...
I told you this. I think I told you. I was like, Beto... Again, I have to fact check this, so we're going to fact check this.
Producers.
But, yeah, just please. But I've heard that he votes Republican in the House. Like he sways not every now and again. I don't know how often, but I've seen him. I've seen him. No, I have not seen him.
I've been in the chamber where he's voted.
I've heard that he votes Republican sometimes, and it's
I can see that,
and so I can understand your hesitation on him because it's like, are you really like? I don't know. We got to figure out what's going on with this guy.
You know how we talk about white saviorism in the movies? Well, this is literally white saviorism. You have a white person coming to these brown and black communities and I don't know if you've seen the pictures of his campaign, but it's kind of, I'm telling you, there's some negative feeling that I get when I'm seeing all our brown people, like, not worshiping him, but like blindly supporting him, you know? And it's like, I know he's the best candidate right now, but
don't blindly
follow him. Like,
especially
when we had other great leaders who deserve that that spot to the governorship.
Lena Hidalgo, we looking at you, baby. No.
Adele, we're
Oh, her album came out today.
Yeah, that's what
I only listened to like half of it this morning.
Is it good?
Okay, so I only listened to half, but the four or five that I don't even know how many I've heard. I do like them. They sound different. Like, because, when you think of Adele, you think just the piano and her voice. Okay. And it's still just the piano and her voice, but she has little snippets. Let me put Little Bear down.
Wait,
he's actually a good
accessory
Stop. He's so cute, right? Yeah. No, but it's really personal. It has little snippets of her. What is it whenever you have just voices talking in the background? What is that called?
Schizophrenia?
That was good.
Stop the show. We're done.
No.
Oh my God! Sorry for people with schizophrenia. Anyway, the hotline to schizophrenia.
Yeah. So yeah, she has that, and it has a little bit. It almost sounds. I had this thought when I was listening to it. It almost sounds R&B.
Oh, really? Like gospel-y?
Well, yeah, some of them are very gospel-y, but there's one or two in there that so far that I've heard again, it had an R&B tune to it. Like, this is something that you grooved.
So, that's what I wanted to see. Well, like, if it matters what I want to see in her album.
You're a fan.
But,
you can have an opinion.
Well, I didn't want her to remain, like...
in that.
In just one, one box. like I like when an artist reinvents himself, and not only an artist, like people in general. We should always be reinventing ourselves, adapting to a certain time that we're in. And some artists just stay stagnant in what was good for them, and they never change. Lana Del Rey, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, for real, seriously. I like Lana Del Rey's music, but it sounds the same after like.
Let's not get started on her.
But back to Adele, like she's hit that sweet spot. She's where you can. This is Adele. This is Adele's style.
Yeah,
but it's still kind of different. So I don't know.
I need to agree.
It's not like transformative of her.
No, but it's like.
But it is different.
It's worth the new album title, I guess, because
30.
Some albums don't even they put a new title, but it's the same one as it's like a part 2 or a part 3.
Do you want to talk about Lana, because I got some opinions about her?
Oh, Lana Del Rey. Well, I mean, I haven't really. The last time I ever talked to her, the last time I was with her. The last time. I mean, I used to think that she was like one of those.
I thought she was amazing.
Really, like she knew where we're from and everything. But she really open minded and all these things.
Well, I never thought that, but
well, I don't know. When I saw those videos where she was in the motorcycle and tattoos and I don't know whatever, I got sold into that idea. So when I saw that letter to the culture, or a question to the culture, that she said that she was criticizing Beyonce and everybody, all these black women.
That was so disappointing.
And I was like, what? Like my heart, not my heart, but my image that I had for her completely shattered. And then after that, she just kept going off down the hill. Then with the whole mask
thing. With the mask thing
she was, I mean.
You know she voted for Trump. Like you could just tell.
I was going to say, and this was, keep in mind that this was like when the numbers were really high. We're still in the pandemic, but I think maybe
I think it was more the shock of the pandemic. The first year, because I feel like we're still high and it's always been high, but that first year is a transition year where it's like, what the fuck is going on?
And keep in mind, that's when
the height of that,
that's when she was like, oh, I'm going to do a meet and greet for my book. And then she goes and it's a mesh. There's not even a mask. It's like.
It's mesh. And then D'Angelo Wallace, he said that she claimed, shout out to D'Angelo because I love his videos.
Oh, yeah.
But he went in on her when he was like, oh, she claimed to have like plastic under, and like clearly you can see that she's breathing fine. Because if it was plastic, you'd fucking drown.
Yeah, there'll be so much fog in it.
And you would drown.
And it's so selfish because what if she actually had the virus and you're actually giving this, at the time there was no vaccine, so this killing virus to one of your most dear fans.
Yeah, and it's really easy for us to criticize because like we don't wear masks all the time either, but it's like she's going from city to city, meeting stranger to stranger, touching person to person. Like that's the point where like
this was before the vaccine.
And before the vaccine, you go.
We have vaccines now, but. Yeah.
Do you ever feel guilty though? Like sometimes because I'm vaccinated, you're vaccinated, but like what? No,
I don't believe that.
But and then I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I should be wearing a mask, like because sometimes I just don't bring it, and I walk to the store and I'm like, fuck, I didn't bring it, so I just walking around. Ow, little bear! He bites me. Sorry.
No. Now, I mean, if you already got the vaccine, then I mean. Still wear a mask just in case. I mean,
I'm gonna let him
have a very small dosage. No, it's
But he's biting me. Like he's biting me. Hold on, let me let him out.
Break.
But no break.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead and start with Elon Musk.
Well, no. Let me finish with Lana Del Rey. I mean,
okay.
We just found out of with these masks and with these more comments along the way.
What?
We just found out that she's basically like this. White Republican girl, and that's it.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we. Well, but I feel like you can always tell. That's okay.
All this time we thought she was this like very liberal, open-minded person, but she's just a conservative.
I think around the time of Norman fucking Rockwell. That's her album.
Oh,
that was when I was like, she's a little conservative, like. I don't know. And then I kind of fell off from her albums after Ultraviolence. I was in love with her up until Ultraviolence. And then Honeymoon and I forgot the other ones. I kind of fell off. And then the whole thing happened.
And then did you see that when she
Chemtrails Over the Country Club or what?
Yeah, that album cover. And she was like, "You see, crazy. I have black friends and brown friends." And
like it's like black and white. Like
it's like what?
They all look like white women.
And it's like that's the most that's always the comment with a racist person, right? That I'm not racist, I have black friends.
No, and in her thing, she was like, I've dated rappers. She didn't say, oh, I've dated like, brown or black people. She said, I've had rapper boyfriends.
So categorizing every black person as a rapper.
Yeah, so what do you call it? I forgot where I saw that, but I was like, wow. But she said that on Instagram or something.
She fell from grace.
She did, and it's like...
Do you think she's ever going to redeem herself?
Well, I was going to lead into that. I don't think so. But Blue Bannisters was... And you know what I hate? Is that I Blue Bannisters had... Why am I yelling? Has renewed my...
Because she could hear it.
Yeah. It renewed my interest in her music, dude. It has. But there's one song, I think it was like something Carolina. I remember because of my name.
Yeah.
But she brought up the fucking mask, and that song ruined the whole album for me because I'm like, bitch, like...
She doesn't want to let it go. She thinks
she
that she's right.
Want, and I believe it's possible for you to fuck up. Like she did all this stupid stuff. Maybe she'll learn from it or something with it. But she's still sitting in it, and it's like, dude, this I kind of like. I like Blue Bannisters. I'll admit I like it.
Doesn't that suck when we have artists that are very talented and their music is good, but then
and it's the same music. It's nothing new.
You get to know the actual person who does this, and you're like, wow, I don't really like this person.
Well, that leads me into the next thing, because I think about this all the time. It's like I'm going back slowly to Lana Del Rey's music.
She's like pulling you in.
She's pulling me in.
Slowly,
but it's like
a siren
with cancel culture
into your destruction.
I'm gonna start doing heroin and cocaine. Somebody in the comments a long time ago called it cocaine carols.
I thought she actually that's another image that I thought of her. That she maybe was suffering from drug problems in the beginning. No, never.
I don't know.
Because that's the vibe that I got when I first started listening to her. I was like, oh, this girl has been through stuff.
Yeah,
now I'm like, girl,
girl.
You've been in a very wealthy off family, I bet.
No, what was I gonna say? Oh, we both hate cancel culture, right?
Look, okay, because is there really a cancel culture? I mean, that's the topic. People who get the term cancel, people believe it's like, oh, let's just rally, and they're like, oh, you know what? We don't like him. Let's cancel him or let's cancel her. But
actual boycotts.
In reality, yeah, cancel culture has existed since the times of civil rights boycotts. Only it wasn't called cancel culture. I mean, if somebody's doing something bad, nobody's like out here planning their destruction. It's just that, hey, we know that you're bad. Then let's get away from you. That's it.
Yeah.
And these a lot of people think, oh my God, we're in the era of cancel culture where anybody could just at the moment destroy your career. Well, be a good person. Yeah, be a good person, and
don't be a shitty person.
You don't have anything to worry about. Right now, we both get canceled.
No, but do you have like a certain with Lana Del Rey? We're still on her.
She's not canceled though.
No, she's not, because I'm over here talking about Blue Bannisters. Yeah. So but at what degree of offense would you? Do you even have a measure of offense where you'd be like, "Fuck this"?
Yeah, I carry this measure all the time.
I'm abandoning their everything.
It's like it's the same metric system, moral metric system that I use.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's the same moral metric system.
He made up that term.
Maybe,
no, I think you did, because I've never heard that moral metric system.
Producers, can you look that up? And trademark it, please.
I am going to write this down.
But it's the same moral metric system that I use with anybody. I keep saying moral metric system.
It's the title of this episode.
Anyway, well, it's the same. It's the same moral metric system that I would use with any stranger that I meet. Okay,
true.
If I'm talking to you and all of a sudden you come out that you're like a racist, homophobe, then I'm like, well, let me steer away from this person. Same thing for an artist.
I've never thought about that. I've never thought about that. They're fucking people, just like anybody else.
And that's why
you have to deal with that shit.
And that's why these artists, they've never been held under this light. And I think the pandemic did this because they just all got bored and started voicing out their own.
This is a little strong on the cupboard.
Oh, they just started voicing out their own opinions, and we started realizing who was who, and they were never accustomed to this. So now they're like, oh my God, cancel culture's out here for us and stuff like that. No, just let's see if you're actually a decent human being. If not, then unfortunately, your fans are going to think that we should listen to somebody else or maybe see somebody else. And then the thing that catapults the power of this is that once your fans let you go, unfortunately, the companies and your opportunities will let you go too. So you have to be very careful with that.
That's what I think about with Travis. No, Travis Scott only had one thing canceled, right? Like one show canceled.
Now it's up to 170 million.
Do you feel bad for him? Because I kind of feel bad for him. Like I know. Like he had a lot of power. He did, but I don't know. I mean, imagine, because we're not them. Like, I would have froze. Well, then again, I'm not a celebrity on stage every day. He doesn't freeze. He's a musician. Okay. I don't know. I'm very cut up about this.
All right, but again, I mean,
moral metric system. Pull it up.
Stand at the weight. No. Well, now did you hear Drake and Oz is also part of this? So 170 million.
What is it like? Over 100 lawsuits.
And look, like.
It's crazy, and
like,
I feel so.
If they are really decent human people, I mean, this is not the end for them. They could just be like, own up to this thing, pay whatever that needs to get paid for these.
We'll
families.
See how they deal with the lawsuit.
Yeah, and then jump back from it and own it and be like.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I think in the moment Travis freaked out. I don't know him, but I think
he freaked out at David Buster's while he was celebrating the big event. Yeah, maybe.
Now you make me feel like I forgot about the David Buster's thing. I completely forgot about that.
In your defense,
well, maybe I don't know.
Nobody knows that if they were aware of the tragedy by the time they were David Buster's, but a lot of people argue that. Come on, like you should have known.
Well, we'll see how they react to this, because I have a feeling that Travis Scott. I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that loves his city, loves his town, loves where he's from. So it's like we'll see how he owns up to this. I have faith that he will. I hope that he does, because why would we want him to fail? Like, why would we want him to?
Well, again, it depends if this person is an actual decent human being. And from what we've seen, where those videos where he's stopping concerts to attack a minor, we're already getting very short at the
on the moral metric system. I fucking love this, dude. Oh man. Okay.
So.
Elon Musk. Yeah.
Oh.
Elon. Is it Elon or
Elon or Ellen? I don't know.
Watch it be something totally different, like Elon.
Well, I got pretty rattled up. Well, I mean,
you're from Brownsville.
My opinions with Elon Musk have been stemming since like now for a couple of years. Because I'm from Brownsville, and before I remember there was always a rumor that SpaceX was coming to town, and we were like. Very welcoming. I mean, Brownsville, unfortunately, I mean, we don't have that many opportunities there. So when we heard years back that SpaceX was coming, we were receiving it with open arms, and I think we still are, because we think, more jobs, more infrastructure, more economy in our little town. And then, he actually comes and SpaceX grows to what, if you're ever down by Boca Chica and go, you'll see how much they have already conquered that territory, where it's gotten to the point where, as far as right now, that Boca Chica beach area, a lot of only wealthy, well-off people live there, retired, old people. So
let me see where Boca Chica is while you speak, but go ahead.
So it's so what he did there is he approached everyone who lived there, right, and gave him a sum. Well, not him, but I mean his people, whatever. And they agreed to a sum, and so he could, get those houses out and build and grow in that Boca Chica.
So he had houses built?
No, like his facility, his SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
But he has to get these people out. So, that's not that much of a problem, because these people
they have a place to go.
Yeah, these are their vacation homes. Yeah. My problem, and I'm still here. That's why I'm still I keep an eye on him, because my parents live 15 minutes away from from that area. So what's stopping him in the future from expanding? From expanding and getting my parents out of there. And I speak with my parents, and they're like, well, I mean, if he comes, then of course I wouldn't be so hard to so difficult to just pay to sell my house, right? But at least I'll pay it. I mean, I'll let him buy it, but on the second time or the third time, so the money could increase or whatever. But it's still,
I see where it's at.
It's still kind of worrisome to me that like if he was able to do that with these rich people, what's going to stop him from doing that to
the poor.
Well, my parents not that, but yeah, they're
No,
they're
to
not
the poor,
rich.
not just your parents, like the poor community
Yeah,
there.
and
That's crazy.
and my parents don't have anywhere else to go. Like what I mean, we're and so that's one concern, right? And then now the other concern is that he's bringing all these people from up north, all these people who want to create businesses in Brownsville, just like he has, and take over the already established businesses that are already there, to the point where now it's starting maybe a possibility that Brownsville is not even going to be recognizable anymore with all these new businesses and stuff like that. And that's not bad. I mean, it does. I mean, there's more places now in Brownsville and everything. But what is bad is that these people come and take ownership. They don't respect who was already here. And it's some sort of colonialism, that they're coming from up north.
Modern
colonialism. And it was all started from him. And then also the ecological impact in you taking ownership of this land in Boca Chica, where there's a lot of life that's being destroyed as we speak.
Yeah, it looks like it's surrounded by wetlands.
And
I'm not sure.
A lot of life is being destroyed as we speak, and the damages are increasing. So all of that, I mean, I was not keeping a blind eye on it, but I was like, well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't get worse, whatever. But I don't know, something just triggered me when I saw that he went after Bernie Sanders.
I know.
And it was like Bernie was saying a tweet, something about taxing the rich, right?
Yeah,
I was so surprised that of all the criticism that he gets, that was the one that caused Elon Musk to get out of his seat and go after Bernie and be like, "Oh, I forgot that you were alive." Like
he really thought he said something.
Like
that,
no,
right?
and what bothers me is like, this is the one that really bothers you, that you have to pay taxes. Like what? Like why is that so bad for you? Like why do you love seeing us pay taxes, but you and all your super ultra rich friends are off not paying taxes at all? And then he continues to go after Bernie. He's like, Bernie's the taker, not a maker. And then what? Sure, you're talking to a person who's only he's made this wealth possible because he's actually gathered billions of subsidies from the actual government, and he bases his work from the working class, and he's actually taking Boca Chica and Brownsville from us. So
I don't remember if we had this conversation on the last podcast or between podcasts, but I think the argument that a lot of people are saying are that, like, well, yeah, and I even had this argument for a while too, was that that Bernie, he's also a rich man, and then you said that he's a rich guy, he's wealthy,
he's well off, but
he's not Elon Musk
rich.
Yeah, he's not Elon Musk rich.
Where the snap of your fingers you can cure a country's poverty.
Yeah.
In multiple countries, not just like one. So this is the people who should be taxed, and for some reason, people are out here defending them. Like
I know, because they're like rock stars.
Yeah, they're actual Elon Musk's followers who, they're like, no, they shouldn't tax you. Like what? What? And they feel that if they're not taxing these ultra rich people, that means they won't tax them. But we're not rich. We're not ultra rich. Like, let them get taxed. We're already being taxed. Why are you defending them?
Yeah. Also, I don't understand how. Like, I need to read about like how the hell that happens.
What's the problem with?
Where in the laws is it that they don't get taxed? I need to look that up. You know what? That's for next episode.
A lot of people who follow like Bezos, Gates, and all these really successful business people are those people who they love business, right? And they believe that they could get to that point, right? And the unfortunate reality is that to get to that point, that's they're gatekeeping it as we speak. They're in the positions that they have. Bezos, Musk, Gates. Why do you think that is the only one that comes to my head? But why do you think they're there? They're cutthroat. They're not gonna let you, a person from the bottom, go all the way to take their spot. So obviously, they're going to ride this no tax train until they could possibly can, and they're targeting these politicians who are coming for them. Bernie, AOC.
And you know what's crazy is that even though they're not just like they think that's such a little.
And what bothers me is that they
have the power.
They push this mentality to their followers. They're like, oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
No sleep, just work. Like we're here, businessmen. Don't let them tax you, whatever. Any businessman, like it's even Bernie Sanders, doesn't have the money that these people have. We're talking about crazy, ridiculous amount of money that is not even like in any aspect fair anymore. Like this, three people, Bezos, Musk, and Gates, have more wealth than a lot of countries combined, and maybe even those three have even more.
All right, back.
Sorry, we're in a commercial break. Technical difficulties. Why do you always have technical difficulties?
No, we don't.
But
we just have low grade equipment.
Again, it's these three people. They accumulate so much wealth and there's no regulation towards them. History repeats itself. This always reminds me of the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, when we had these tycoons. Is that the word? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like the first,
the people
the fathers of American business.
Yeah, the steel. The steel,
the railroad, and I forgot what the other one was. There's like three of them: Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
Carnegie and
Rockefeller.
And I forget what they all do, but I know it has a lot to do with that.
If you remember, if everybody remembers history, remember what was happening during that time where these people...
Child labor, motherfucking...
And they were so powerful that the U.S. government at the time was like, okay, we got to do something because they're more powerful than our president now. They're more powerful than our politicians. And it's repeating itself. These people are now... more powerful than presidents. I don't know if the U.S. president, maybe, but it's getting there. Oh, it's Zuckerberg. Why did we forget? That's one of them too. I don't know. That's
Zuckerberg, I feel like at this point he's just, I don't know, man. I feel like he just doesn't even fucking care anymore. He just lives his fucking life.
He doesn't. He's
so apathetic. He's like, another lawsuit. I'll
just
show
covering
up.
his ears.
I feel like he's checked out.
What about?
'Cause he's been around for so freaking long.
What are your feelings on the metaverse?
What is the metaverse?
The metaverse is basically
that virtual thing.
Yeah, it's there.
It's very Ready Player One.
According to his plans, he's not only wants his Facebook users to be in it, but he's actually wants employers to actually also be in it so that people could work in this metaverse instead of going to the actual place in person.
Well, when I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it because it sounds like a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It sounds very, but then it's like, what you read Ready Player One.
Yeah.
So it's
I saw the movie too.
It feels like that where it's like you can, I guess safety wise, I don't know how I feel about it. Because it's like, imagine employers on there, okay? And you can create whatever, can you, I'm just assuming it's like Ready Player One. Can you make your own?
This is Ready Player One.
Your own
I believe
avatar?
So. I think so, yeah.
So it's like...
because in the commercial, there were like animals and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe... I just like that. I like that idea of like creating your own avatar. So like your identity is safe. But
isn't it troubling that he wants us to be in his own fabricated world, metaverse? Like,
is it like a choice?
Well, of course it's a choice, but
it's a choice.
But yeah, is it a real
choice? Because then everybody has to have a laptop now.
Is it really a choice when you're hiring your companies to move to this metaverse? So people who need money, of course, are going to go to this metaverse.
You save a ton of money on that shit.
So I find it troublesome that he's really pushing for us to go to his world. And as far as we're concerned, this world as it is
burning to shit.
Well, and not only that, but there's no regulation as far as the internet is concerned, right? So imagine if there's no we're fumbling with the regulations for his company, Facebook. Imagine in the actual metaverse where there's no laws. I mean, there's no laws invented in the Constitution about if I kill your avatar or if I'm...
well, kill your avatar, I'm sure... I don't think that's going to be a feature.
Well, I just going...
I know. But yeah, the idea of regulation.
Who's going to regulate...
Zuckerberg is not one to be regulated.
Who's going to be regulating that metaverse? Him. He's the ruler of this world and we're going into it. Some people are going there blindly because they love the metaverse, the
and I know that future generations for sure. I feel like our generation is gonna hesitate a little bit, like we're doing now, and obviously older ones.
Oh, but they're the ones that are coming. They're like, oh yeah.
The ones that are coming in, they're like, yeah, that's
fine.
awesome.
Normal.
I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to put on a bra.
And it's normal. It's normal. I mean, it's gonna end up being normal. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Elon Musk.
We'll talk about it on episode 7.
Keep an eye on Brownsville, please, just in case he conquers the whole thing.
We have a lot of things to keep our eyes on and worry about. No, that is, I don't know. I think I would have to read more about it to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I still don't have one yet.
Yeah.
Okay. No, whatever. No, okay, so moving on. Thanksgiving episode.
Well, it is a Thanksgiving episode, so...
we thought about, what is it? Confronting our problematic relatives. Because y'all know y'all got them. Y'all got that that racist grandpa that says like out of pocket shit.
My Thanksgiving,
how do you deal with that?
It's just my immediate family, so it's okay. We don't really do much, but I do hear about that. Yeah, like
wait, do your relatives live close by though? Like
no, because we're all apart, so it's just our tight knit. But I do hear about that. Like big families have to reunite, and they have relatives that are either homophobic or racist or Trump supporter. I did. Now it fits in the same category.
Yeah. Trump supporter is like an umbrella term for all that bullshit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
And then I think especially for I don't know. I feel like families with families of color. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like homophobia.
Color purple.
No, I feel like homophobia is like really, especially in the Hispanic community. I feel like we still got a lot of that stuff going on. So
especially, well, when I do visit my extended family, right, my grandmother, my tias, and I still fuck this is in the open. I'm sure everybody gets it who's gay as well. They're like, and they haven't really come out, or it's not known to everybody. They're like, oh, y la novia.
You haven't come out to your whole family?
My parents,
now you have. No.
My parents, yeah, but not my extended family.
So
well, I mean, it's out there. Like my important.
But y'all don't talk about it.
It's open, but yeah, we don't meet that much, so we could be like, oh, hey, I'm gay. So it's like, so yeah, sometimes there is still, and I'm sure every gay party gets it, where they go visit their extended family. They're like, oh, well, where's your girlfriend? Or oh, where's the... And you don't have time to go into detail. I mean, for me, my parents already know, so I mean, that's the only ones who I care about. And everybody who comes afterwards, I mean, find out or whatever, or watch this video. But yeah, that's the question that goes on in Thanksgiving, I bet, for these people who, hey, or it's also lesbians, right? Where's the boyfriend? And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and explain, but yeah.
Tía, no tengo novio.
Or also, yeah, how do you confront, I guess.
How do you confront that? Because, like you just said, what you don't want to have, you didn't say.
You don't want to ruin the Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, or whenever you visit your relatives, you didn't want to go into it. You don't want to get into it.
We're just here to visit, like we're not.
So, I don't know. I hate confrontation. So, and oh my God. And it happens so much. Like, I always catch like a homophobic little thing that, my cousin will say or my uncle will say.
Tell me, give me the names.
And then it's like, how the hell am I gonna, I don't know. I think it's, how the hell am I gonna like...
No, but for real, give me the names.
What is the word? Call them out every single time. It's like, it's a lot. But it's like, well, that's...
Well, and also, I mean... well,
it's so disappointing, like, because you can confront them and they're just not gonna listen. And then it's like, when it's your whole family that's there, obviously they're gonna jump in.
But I guess, unfortunately, it is, like... There's always the question, well, why do I have to be the one who speaks up? Or why do I have to be...
Because it's important.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Like, I know it's difficult and stuff like that, but that's how it starts. That's how it starts with our families. Yeah. When we correct our families from making a racial slur.
Because if there's anyone they'll listen to, it's someone they love.
Yeah, and hey, I know maybe you think that's funny, but don't say that, like, right? And even if it kills the mood, if it's a racial slur, if it's a homophobic slur, like, hey, that's not even funny, like, why are you... And it starts right there because, again, these are the roots of where people from our society get out from, right? They all start in these households. So as soon as you correct your own, you're making an actual impact, chain reaction towards society. Hopefully, we have a more progressive society out of homophobia, out of discrimination, of racism. It just starts with the household.
Yeah, and it's a really lonely road.
If you think about it, I mean, racism, homophobia, these are not things people are naturally born with. Like, somebody planted you that seed, and then you're carrying it like a virus into these societies. And it all starts with the household. If you see that seed there, take it.
Oh my god, that was cool.
But I just imagine like somebody breaking somebody's head and just like an egg. Like, well, yeah, take that seed out and like extinguish that fire as you see it. Because if you don't extinguish it, then that seed is going to create damage in somebody else, or maybe their own. Like maybe they're actually gay, or maybe they actually feel hurt by these comments, but they're going along with it because of their family.
That's true.
So Thanksgiving.
That's going to be a really intense weekend.
But again, the whole thing of Thanksgiving, it's very problematic, right? Like we've never, from at least in my as far as I can remember, elementary, when I was introduced to Thanksgiving. It's the Pilgrims and
they sat down and had dinner with the Native Americans. They sat down
and everything was so fine. And
they all stopped fighting and had corn and turkey.
I never heard of somebody teaching Thanksgiving as the real history, right? The what happened really with the Native Americans, like, and Thanksgiving maybe might have not even actually happened, right? If you think about the
I don't understand that. Like,
so look.
It's not even like a set day. It's like a Thursday.
I believe there were some instances where when these colonial people came to the New World, even though it's not a new world because we already have people here, Native Americans, when they came here, there was some sort of situation where a Native American did help a person from starving, right?
But that's,
And okay, maybe that part is real when they're both helping each other somehow, but then you just are gonna cut out the fact that after they get help, they completely
that's exactly
push them all the way out of to the extents of the land, like they steal everything afterwards.
That's what I was thinking. Like, in history, there was maybe one or two instances. Why would you focus on the one or two instances when the majority of history was the fighting?
And on that aspect, it's like a spit in the face to any Native American when we're sitting down in Thanksgiving. Celebrating a history that wasn't even true, and also not only to Native Americans, but let's think of the actual history of Thanksgiving. The official holiday didn't get started until Abraham Lincoln after the Civil War. It was his way of supposedly coinciding the two sides, the South and North. Mm-hmm. And and when I remembered this, it's kind of problematic to me. What two sides are you coinciding? You really want to coincide the people who were willing to die for slavery with the people who were, against slavery? Like, you really think there's a coinciding point there? Like, so that's really what the history of this official holiday is, to coincide these 2 points. And I'm sitting here like, do we really need to coincide with these people who believed and would die for slavery to happen? But I mean, that's what happened with Abraham Lincoln. Later on, he got killed. Maybe that wasn't a wise choice to do. Create Thanksgiving. No, but so do we really, when we're sitting with Thanksgiving, you have that history?
Well, I think that also. Why did that sound so terrible? That's not it. I think that also so gross.
It's like your cigar.
No, but I compare that to Columbus Day, how they changed it from Columbus Day to Indigenous Day, which I guess is a positive change.
So what do we do with Thanksgiving? Should we still celebrate?
That was a thing that I was thinking of about the distance of time, and I feel like now that we know, I feel like a lot of people know about the truth of Thanksgiving. At least the adults do. Not the children yet. Because unfortunately our school system's still teaching shit.
But there's some adults who they know, but
they refuse.
They refuse to accept it because they're like, oh, don't ruin Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It was already ruined since the start. Like,
it wasn't even like...
It's already ruined since the start.
But I think that I like the idea of Sorry, I don't mean to keep yawning. I'm so tired. Okay, so I like the idea of a celebration where
we just
eat. No. Okay, no.
where
I don't know.
the feeling of peace, and that's it, right?
I do.
That's the
I
whole
enjoy
idea
that.
of it,
That
right?
was the idea. It wasn't.
The families coming together, and it doesn't matter if you
I
hate
feel
your
like-
tia or your tío. You're all eating.
I feel like we're distanced enough. No, we're not. But I don't know. It's hard to separate the good feeling of Thanksgiving from the bad feeling. So it's like, how the hell are we gonna find
and that's
a point where we allow ourselves? Because I think Thanksgiving is a good chance for you to. Sorry, to make up with your family.
Yeah.
You know, or confront these things that you're doing. Like,
yeah.
I think that it's a good chance for that shit, and it's like.
Yeah, and if it needs to get confronted, it should be confronted. Like, screw.
That's what holidays are for. Everybody talking about fighting with their families, and it's like,
screw. Oh, let's not ruin Thanksgiving. Well, no, let's ruin it and actually grow, and let's take out our problems and fix them.
That.
That should be
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Like, all right, you have.
We already have problems. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have something that bothers you. Well, then take it out in Thanksgiving.
Thaniving should be like a therapy session. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Thanksgiving should be.
I don't want the idea of Thanksgiving.
The kids though.
They're gonna be in the separate room. They're gonna be in the sala.
Right.
No, but they're gonna eat pizza in the sala while the adults fight.
Are drunken.
This macaroni is crusty. No.
You've always made macaroni like this. Ever since that day. And I just it's all coming out.
Oh my god, no, but yeah, because I can't imagine the idea of like, fuck Thanksgiving. Like, no, I think Thanksgiving is a chance. I don't know. I'm an optimistic person. I try so hard to like.
And I've read
bridge gaps. Like that's again with the scissor.
No, I always think
always, but I don't know. It's a bridge. It's a bridge. For me, it is.
I understand how you feel because I've read this article where well, it was a long time ago, but there's always an article surfacing where it's how do Native Americans reconcile with Thanksgiving? Because in one side,
or maybe Thanksgiving shouldn't be a national holiday then.
Well, yeah, like in one side they have all their friends and peers who celebrate it, and they want to fit into this. Well, I'm saying they, like if they all want to fit in, but there's got
there's some
and not only Native Americans, but
I'm just gonna cover that.
We also have to reconcile with this because we're also come from, if you think about it, indigenous cultures. I mean, we have Mexican roots, so. When it comes to colonialism, we also our ancestors have been also victims of this colonialism. Oh. And when we sit down with
the
Thanksgiving,
Spanish missionaries and stuff,
and when we sit down in Thanksgiving, we're kind of celebrating the fact that this happened. So it's not only Native Americans, but the majority should let the Native Americans speak about this because they're the ones who, I mean, you have the turkeys with the feather Native American hats. You have all these Native American imagery that comes out in Thanksgiving that's really hurtful and spit in the face, I'm telling you, to Native Americans. So have them make an opinion of how we should be celebrating.
And I think on top of that, be truthful with Thanksgiving and how you celebrate it. Because it's like...
Get drunk and get out on your truth.
Like, just don't treat it as like a peaceful, what is it, like a united, Native American pilgrims?
That's a lie.
That's a lie. We should stop using that lie. Well, if you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, celebrate it truthfully. With the confrontations like we were talking about earlier.
I like the idea now that people are not even doing turkeys anymore. Hey, let's do tamales. Let's do something it doesn't have to be a turkey.
Yes, I'm seeing more and more in that.
Now
my cousins want to do brisket.
Yes.
Let's do motherfucking barbecue. Yeah.
Let's do carnitas. Let's flip Thanksgiving upside down.
Yeah, honestly. Let's I like that. I like that a lot. Where's my pen? I'm gonna write that now. Just kidding. No. But I think that's
how we spell it, like G.
Yeah, and I think that's moving past
Thanksgiving upside down. What does it spell? Okay, no, never mind.
We'll see. No, but moving past
666.
No, moving past Thanksgiving, same thing with Christmas. I like the idea of it being happy holidays because it's like whenever you think Christmas...
That's going to be our Christmas episode.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is basically...
I'm kidding.
It is Goya Okay, I don't know.
I feel like I just got cursed.
Yeah, we
Nah,
did.
just kidding.
No, but same thing. It's like because Christmas and everything just feels so formulaic and what is it? Just the mainstream Christianity type like holiday.
Oh,
So
yes.
whenever you come, and I've got no beef with Christmas. I've got no beef with Christianity. None of that. I love that. I love when people. Okay. You got me.
There is a certain beef with this religion. I mean, it's been responsible for the Crusades that killed back then. You know, all these genocides based on the word of God, and plus the homophobia that's riddled in its basis. Anyway.
So yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah,
no, you got to acknowledge that. We do. You called me. What'd you want? No, I'm just kidding. No, we do gotta acknowledge that. But I'm talking about like the good-hearted, actual like.
No, I know.
You know.
Yeah, Christmas. I know.
Where the fuck was I even going with this? I like the idea that whenever you think of the holidays, it's a chance for. It's the end of the year, basically.
And nobody thinks
you get to reflect on shit. You reflect on the year. You reflect on yourself. And again, I love love. I love optimism. I love this. And it's the one time of year where you actually, there's a chance of, oh my God, I'm sounding such a fucking Christmas movie.
No.
It's a chance where you get to maybe change some of your ideas.
And we start saying that.
No, I mean, I have to stop being so naive.
No.
Okay.
I believe we should celebrate the way you're celebrating. That it's outside of how you said, like, the religious aspect, it's just the feeling of
beyond that, just the feeling.
The feeling of peace, the feeling of a new change, the feeling
of a chance.
Of a chance. But you have all these people that unfortunately do ruin it, who are the Christmas is about.
Not happy holidays, it's Christmas.
And like it's kind of
it's whatever I want it to be.
It's kind of difficult. For example, let's say
tempting.
I'm an American here who has who follows the Islam religion or the Muslim and the whatever foreign religion there is outside of Christmas. How do you still are welcome into this feeling that you're talking about? That's the thing, And when it comes to Christmas, unfortunately, there are people and Thanksgiving who want to keep those people out.
Yeah, if I see anything in public, it's on site, like literally. Like, you know what I mean? Like whenever you see those videos of like Karens going off on like a Hispanic person or like an Islamic person,
especially around Thanksgiving, right? With Black Friday deals and everything
and stuff. And it's like if I see that shit, I'm ready. I'm gonna be like, bitch, get the fuck out of here.
You sound like Adele. That's good. You look like Adele.
No, I don't. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Because everybody's gonna comment, bitch, what? No, my feelings are gonna get hurt. Thank you, though.
Yeah. Well,
tell me off camera.
There was this picture. It's gonna come up, but it just reminded me of like your style. I don't know. I
do like this sweater. I feel like Adele would wear this sweater.
I think it's. Are we done? Oh, dude.
So that's the Christmas. No, that's the Thanksgiving episode.
That's our Thanksgiving episode.
It has been a while.
Hopefully you watch this in Thanksgiving so all your family can hear about the whole against homophobia, discrimination, and racism. And
just really follow
your heart.
Follow these two.
Follow your breast.
No, follow these two, and I think you'll be all right. That was so
you sound
stupid.
like a 50-year-old father. Just follow those two and you're gonna make it out, kid.
Okay, so that's the end of the Thanksgiving episode.
Wow, but can we just acknowledge how we're like in the 6th episode? Like,
six weeks.
If you've been here,
that's like 2 months. No, that's too much. That's terrible.
If you've been here since the beginning, it's only been 6 months.
Fatima, she's been here since the beginning.
And your tias too.
Oh, and my tias, yes.
So you've probably seen
fan base.
How much we've grown. We've gone downhill.
I know, since the Halloween episode.
And hopefully we keep going. We'll try to keep it going, but
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Any closing
remarks?
Yeah.
Follow your heart, old sport. No. Okay, let me stop. All right.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.